Welcome to Family D&D with the Nerdiest Stepdad. I am him, the nerdiest stepdad ever, and this is...
Trooper.
And this is...
Giddy.
And we are going to invite you to be a part of our Family Dungeons & Dragons game. So, before they met me, they had never played Dungeons & Dragons before. I have played a lot, but I am a player, usually, and not a DM, so there was a lot of experimenting and improvising, but we have got a family D&D game going for several months now, and so we're gonna share it with you. So the way this works was, I didn't have them build any complicated characters, like on D&D Beyond or anything like that yet. I just asked them to think of a character that they wanted to play. So, what did you come up with?
I come up with a cat mermaid.
That is a half cat, white cat, right? All white, half cat, half mermaid. So not really an official, usual D&D character, so we're going to talk about that later. What did you come up with?
I came up with a stormtrooper based off of Purge Troopers from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, so I did not expect Star Wars to come in. Obviously, we're huge Star Wars fans, right? Yes, but I did not expect that to come out so soon, but we just went with it. Just, why not? You know, I want them to be interested. I want them to be excited. So he's a black armored stormtrooper, or a purge trooper-ish from Jedi Fallen Order, and she is a half mermaid cat. Their mom, my wife, also plays. She decided to be an elf. She's a big Lord of the Rings fan, and she wanted to be an elf with, like, healing spells and stuff, and I was like, you know, you don't have to be their mom in the game, right? And she was like, yeah, I know. And I was like, okay, so she's their mom in the game, too, kind of. I had them describe themselves. He is big and strong and armored and things, so he's kind of like a intelligent, multilingual. Now, we had to talk about how he can't be good at everything because that would leave no skills for anyone else. We eventually balanced it out, so he's kind of, in D&D terms, he's kind of like a fighter, edging on like a barbarian. She wanted to talk to animals and do all kinds of nature stuff. She is kind of a druid in that way, and the elf is kind of like a ranger. I was able to just assign stats and spells and things like that. So, what are your characters' names?
My character's name is Snowflake.
That is Snowflake. So she's the white, half cat, half mermaid. And for her to get around, we had to make up a little system here. In the water, she's great, you know, half mermaid. On land, she has to get around with the help of a giant hamster ball that has water in it, you know, for her mermaid side. She is able to transform completely into a cat for 5 minutes. I just kind of, you know, gauged that based on how the battle is going. So she's got her magical hamster ball that has water in it and can help her create more water from the air. Why not? What's your character's name?
My character's name is Ender.
So we've got Ender and Snowflake, and the elf's name is Raren. Now we have one other small character that I think appeared shortly after the campaign began, and that is...
Bob.
That is an owl named Bob. As the druid type cat mermaid, she can talk to animals, and she talks to Bob, and Bob sometimes does special little recon missions or maybe some healing powers or things like that in case the party is desperately in need. Maybe you don't know about that yet. How did this stuffed animal become part of our party?
He stole it from my room.
That may or may not be true.
It is true.
So, we have met the characters. We are ready to start our campaign. Let's get into the story. Our story begins in a small lakeside town where Snowflake and Raren happen to be in the same tavern. And Snowflake here realizes that Raren is getting bothered by was it a troll? Was it a goblin or a troll? So Raren is getting bothered at the bar by a goblin. Snowflake here does not like that. So what did you do?
I scratched off his hair.
She scratched him straight in the face, and all his hair came off. I think Raren did try and defend herself too, but she rolled very, very poorly. So Snowflake here stepped in. They became reluctant friends. Snowflake, you were really excited to become friends, weren't you? Yes. And Raren was like, I guess if we have to be friends, we're going to be friends now. Shortly after that, we have a situation where something is falling from the sky and lands far away deep in the woods. And the mayor of the town that they're at makes an announcement through all the town criers that he is very curious about what just crashed in the woods, and he has a bounty. He's putting a reward for whoever brings him some of whatever landed in the forest. So, Raren and Snowflake decide to go investigate what happened, right? Okay, so pause that storyline. Ender, what happens to you?
I wake up not knowing who I was, where I was, but just knowing that I'm in a place.
He wakes up in just a really serious case of amnesia. So he does not know who he is, where he is. You are surrounded by something. What are you surrounded by?
Fire.
Fire and smoke. You look around and what do you see?
Trees.
Yep, just some trees, and, he knows what trees are, but he really does not know much more than that. He's still got his armor and everything. He's still okay, but he is heavily confused. Ender is hanging out, just trying to remember who he is, what he is, why he's there, and all of a sudden, what happens?
A bear comes out.
A bear approaches, and how does that go for the bear?
Very poorly. I fought back.
He fought back, and the bear was quickly defeated. So that's what Ender's doing. Raren and Snowflake are heading through the woods to investigate the smoky mystery that crashed in the woods. Raren the elf is in front, and she sees up ahead that there are some small creatures with little blue flames that seem to be as part of their bodies or on their heads or something. They start to approach her aggressively, but then when she doubles back to get close to Snowflake, who has water in and around her little hamster ball, the little blue flamey creatures seem to want to stay away. And that was convenient. I think maybe, why do you think they stayed away?
Because I could have splashed them with my water.
They did not want to be a part of that, and they were worried for their fiery well-being. So Raren and Snowflake are heading through the woods to a crash site where a shiny black armored creature is standing that they have never seen before. And what does Ender decide to do in this situation?
Run.
He runs. He books it. I was so excited to finally get the party together, and he just runs away. He wanted no part of it. They chase him, and as they are chasing him, they come across the bear that he fought earlier, and it wants to attack all of them. It's a hungry bear, but it recognizes the shiny black armor of the creature who gave it such a thrashing before. So it attacks, and together, what happens?
We kill it.
Yep, the bear is defeated. As they're sitting there and trying to kind of communicate, his helmet starts to figure out some language as they talk more and more. It took him a little bit to figure that out. That was fun. As they're starting to get to know each other, they hear something crashing through the woods. And what is it? Do you remember?
A troll.
It was a giant troll. The same giant troll who happened to have a pet bear that something happened to earlier. That was little awkward. Luckily for them, they were able to sneak away, so they skipped that one. Maybe they'll find him again later. I don't know. Who knows? And that is the end of session number 1. Tune in next time and find out what happens when this party goes adventuring together. Give us a follow.
Hit that like button.
And smash that subscribe button.
See you next time.